Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. My name is Cassie, and on this channel, we talk all things of healing, self-love, and self-care, and of course, becoming your dream woman. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how our nervous systems are running our lives, but it's running our lives as it was wired in our childhood. So, have you ever tried to expand your life, grow, change, transform in different ways, but you've often asked yourself, why do I keep repeating the same patterns even though that I know better? Why does peace feel uncomfortable? Why does healthy love feel boring? And why does rest make you feel anxious? No, doctors never told me this, and the therapist never broke this down for me neither. But our nervous systems are wired in our childhood, and it is still operating from what it was taught back then. So your nervous system begins forming very early on in life. I believe it's from the ages of like 2 years old to 10 years old. And as a child, we don't consciously get to decide what is safe to us, but our body learns it and decides it for us. So your nervous system learned through how caregivers ended up responding to your emotions, whether love felt conditional or consistent, whether or not you felt soothed or ignored in the time of despair, whether chaos or calm was present in your life, or whether you had to grow up too fast or stay small in order to feel safe. And here's the part that most people miss. Your nervous system doesn't learn what's healthy. It learns what's familiar. So if love came with unpredictability, guess what? Then unpredictability feels safe to you. If you had to people please throughout your life, then overgiving feels good to you. And if you were criticized, then self-judgment feels very normal to you. And then also, if you lived in survival mode, calm actually can feel very unsafe to you. That wiring doesn't disappear just because you became an adult. Your body is still responding as if you were a child trying to stay safe. That is why, healing is so important. But it's also important because positive thoughts isn't going to just change it, right? Or, even having awareness alone doesn't create the change. No, you have to do the deep work of healing and rewiring because your nervous system was wired before logic could even know what it was, right? Your body reacts first, then your mind explains it later. So you may consciously want a healthy relationship, to earn more money, to have more peace, or even to have more stability in your life. But if those things feel very unfamiliar to your nervous system, your body will resist them. And your body will do it unconsciously because it's not trying to self-sabotage you, but your system was created to try to protect you. Our mindset and our nervous system was wired from when we were kids and is basically built on keeping us safe from those times. And why, healing and rewiring our brains are very important. The system and our mindset can be different than what our childhood was. The symptoms of an unregulated nervous system is stuck in your childhood survival. These are some things that you may still be experiencing. You may still experience hyper independence, like, oh, I'll do everything myself. And before I started doing my healing and nervous system regulation work, that was my thing. I will do everything myself. Fear for asking for help. Yep, that was me. And are you emotionally shutting down when things get tough? Are you experiencing anxiety when things are actually going too well for you? Are you having difficulty trusting consistency? Are you needing to control everything in order to feel safe? Do you feel uncomfortable receiving love, support, or even allowing your body to rest? Your system learned these responses when you were younger, and it kept them because it worked back then. It's still thinking it's going to work today. And what a regulated nervous system feels like, well, your regulated nervous system will tell you and feel like I am safe now. Start responding to different things instead of reacting. You will feel grounded in the present moments, and you will let joy last without waiting for the other shoe to drop. You start receiving love without questioning it. You are holding your boundaries without feeling guilty. And you are expanding yourself without feeling panic. This is adult safety replacing your childhood survival mode. And our nervous systems all have minimums, some emotional threshold. So we have a baseline of what feels safe and familiar to us. So if your nervous system was wired in chaos, peace feels very unfamiliar and it will feel like, whoa, something is wrong. And if it was wired in scarcity, well, abundance feels threatening. So every time you try to grow, for instance, you try to start that business or you apply for that new position or, you enter a healthy relationship, you start resting more, are trying to raise your standards. But, as you're trying to do these, the nervous system will ask, is this safe based off of my past? And if the answer is no, it will put you back to what feels familiar. And this is why regulation is required for expansion. And now you may ask, well, how do you regulate your nervous system? Well, you regulate your nervous system in 5 different ways. But the first thing that you need to do is you need to heal. So then your body will feel safe around the expansion, around the changes, right? Healing doesn't start with the change. It all starts with the safety. So your body must feel safe before it will allow the growth. And then number 2, you need to have small daily practices that will teach your nervous system that you are safe now. And these are some of the things that I do, which is gentle movements, breath work, having a morning and evening routine, and also having consistency over intensity. Now, I do a mixture of these things, but the one thing that I do feel works best is number 3, and that is breath work. And the breath work is the fastest way to reset your nervous system and feel more regulated than anything. One thing you can do is inhale for 4 through your nose, and then exhale through 6 through your mouth. And you can just do it very slowly. The longer your exhales are, that tells your nervous system that, hey, we're not in danger anymore, we're safe. So if you're doing that is telling your nervous system like, okay, we're able to relax, we're feeling safe, we're feeling good. So you can do those, or you can also look on YouTube, a guided breath. And then also having boundaries, right? Because every boundary that we have is proof that you can protect yourself now. Yes, we are no longer children without options. So having boundaries and sticking to them is very important. And then also, expansion may feel overwhelming. So if you are trying to grow, but at a rate that maybe feels a little unsafe to your nervous system, my best suggestion would be to slow down and then ask your body, how can this feel safe in my body? And wait for, an answer to come. then, try to do those things. You have to go slower for a little while in order for your body to feel safe and more comfortable with the growth that you're trying to achieve. Because sustainable growth always follows regulation. Your nervous system didn't fail you. It protected you when you needed it most. But you're not a child anymore. And now, as an adult, your responsibility is to heal and to become a better version of yourself. And the work now isn't forcing to become someone new. It is teaching your body that life can feel safe, stable, and good. And that can be done through your healing and your regulating your nervous system daily. Nervous system regulates, your standards rise, your capacity expands, and your life finally meets you at the level that you've always deserved. If you are sick of being tired of being trapped in this cycle of feeling like, you keep on repeating the same things over and over and you don't understand why, well, I think this may be your answer. That childhood trauma and regulate your nervous system. And if you need any help doing that, I would love to help you because I've gone through the same process myself. And you can send me an email at sayyes2healing1111@gmail.com and see what you need help on and see if I can assist you with your needs. So just remember, healing and becoming a new version of you isn't always butterflies and flowers, right? Sometimes you got to go deep and do the nitty-gritty things to get to the bottom of some of these things that have been shadowing your life and keeping you from really being able to be your best self. It can be scary at times, but it's okay. Just know that there is life after the darkness and that there is going to be good after that, okay? So diamonds weren't made in glitter, right? They were made through the pressure. So healing can be pressured, so you can turn into a diamond yourself. So I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.